Pac-Man and Casio, this might be the best collaboration ever. Let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Today it's Casio. Sometimes we just buy a watch because you're bored. No. Sometimes you buy a watch because you just want to have a bit of fun. You know the watch's reference already, you may own one or two, but a company like Casio has brought it out again in a different colour palette, you know? Now it's no secret that my favourite Casio is the CA53W, the calculator watch that not only was on Marty McFly's wrist in Back to the Future 2, it was also the very first watch I remember ever buying with me mum at the Argos catalogue shop. Those were the days. Those definitely were the days when you could eat 7 litres of Sunny Delight, 14 bowls of Frosties,
and then the next minute play football out in the rec for the next 4 or 5 hours.
These days, if I were to do that, I'd probably have at least one person around me with the emergency services number on standby. Well, what do you know? 4 Pac-Man collaborations, and one of them I did really like. So, as soon as these 4 watches were launched, I was on the website buying one of these puppies. It cost me £74 on the Casio website. Right now on Amazon, you can get a CA53W original for under £30. So essentially, we're paying a £44 Pac-Man tax. For anyone that's using their practical head, it's definitely not worth it. But for anyone that's left that head to one side and, you know, stuck it over there for a bit, it makes sense. There's a reason why I've got on board with this Pac-Man nonsense. The game Pac-Man came out in 1980.
The year I was born!
It was released to the Western market in October of that year.
The month I was born!
You see the connection? Yeah, I had to buy it, didn't I? No? Yeah. Anyway, let's show you the watch, give you my proper thoughts on this puppy, and obviously at the end we gotta hear my wife's first thoughts on this watch too. Oh. Are you, Pac-Man, ready? Let's go. Now, it's not often I talk about the box a watch comes in, because usually it gets either thrown in the bin or put in the attic, but this one is awesome. It's actually in the style of the old arcade machine cabinets. How cool is that? And this is what the CA53W is inspired by. And ladies and gentlemen, here is the CA53W Pac-Man. And it is so much fun, isn't it? I mean, having Casio and Pac-Man together, those two Japanese juggernauts side by side. This collaboration, yeah, it feels right. Unfortunately though, already the elephant in the room has come in, sat down in the corner, and he's staring at me. We have a negative display. And unfortunately for everyone, including you the viewer and me the person that bought it, it's not massively easy to read. Now yes, I get it. Form over function. I think the negative display does go well with the overall look, but you know me and me aging eyes, I love a bit of legibility in my Casios, and it gets a in that box. However, I really do love this matte yellow case. The CA500s I reviewed a while ago no longer had that textured bit on the bezel on the sides like the original does. This one stays true to that first CA53. Really do love the keypad section on this though. Look at it. We've got Pac-Man at the bottom who's travelling towards his first, I don't know what pearl we call it. Would have been nice to have a ghost maybe in the top right corner or in the bottom right corner, but still that whole keypad is in the style of a level of Pac-Man, which I absolutely love. All the words on that keypad are in the style of the arcade game, and it's just a very pleasing looking Casio. Turn it round and we get to see a bit more of the collaboration. We've got Pac-Man going around that stainless steel case back, as well as a few ghosts going around it. Now these days Casio use what they call bio-resin, which is naturally sourced. Whatever it is, apparently it's better for the environment. Obviously Casio gotta look like they are caring for the planet, because they do ship out a lot of plastic to the world. Anyway, I must admit that this resin It is very nice. The straps on the CA53W are probably my favourite on a budget Casio. Just feels a bit sporty to me. Feels very soft, but amazingly, this watch only weighs 25 grams. So if you do wear it, you're definitely not going to know it. This bad boy is 43 millimeters from top to bottom, 34 from left to right, and is only 8 millimeters thick. Unfortunately, like the original CA53W, this watch is only splash proof. Why you'd be swimming with this, I'm not sure. However, we all know that splash proof Casios can go pretty deep and can definitely take aggressive dishwashing. It's an acrylic glass protecting that LCD screen. Anyway, let's move on to the modes. It's the single exposed button on the right we push, and our first feature is the calculator mode. And you would be surprised, people, how easy it is to actually use this. We have a daily alarm, a dual time, a 100th of a second stopwatch. Now, like the original CA53, this doesn't have a backlight, which is a little bit annoying considering how difficult it is to read this negative display. But I won't have a go too much. It's just like the original, so we move on. This watch has a 5-year battery life, which is pretty good for a budget Casio, with a £44 Pac-Man tax. But it looks cool.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and yeah, I absolutely love it. It's such a great yellow. It's not as in-your-face yellow as the box. I think the box has got a bit of greenish to it, you know? And I think that's more like the arcade cabinet colour. This is more like the colour of those banana sweets you used to get as a kid, you know? Always left them till last. Only ate them if I had to. Outdoors, the legibility is a little bit better, I must admit, but still not as clear as I would like. I think the strap is really comfortable, and it's just a blooming cool watch. I mean, listen, I've got watches worth £5,000, and I guarantee this will get more looks and more comments on it than those pricey watches ever will. Because it's cool, it's popular culture, it's two big juggernauts coming together. Back in the days where 2D gaming was the bomb. Pac-Man was at the forefront of pioneering gaming. And in 1989, if you had a CA53W on your wrist, well, I mean, you didn't get the girls, but you look cool to your geeky mates. So for £74, when I know you can buy an original for £30 or less, yes, it hurts the brain a bit. But for anyone that loves that reference like I do, this is quite a cool collab. But what do you think of this Pac-Man collaboration? Do you like the other watches? Yes, it may be consumerism gone mad,
And milking at the teats of retroism.
but guys like me lap this up, you know? This isn't targeted towards those 15-year-old oiks. It's targeted to this 40-year-old oik. So thank you, Casio. It's nice to know you care about us still. So here it is, my wife's opinion of the CA53W Pac-Man. Oh great, another Casio. You finally bought a kid's watch in kids' colours, like a bumblebee. Well done. She means well. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector Show, click there and join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this one? This is great. Keep the algorithm monkey swinging, you know? Oh, you'll love it. You will love this one. Go on, click it. Click it.